Hello, and welcome back to Let's Talk Chicago Bears. See, I'm actually a little speechless, can you believe it? And that just does not happen with this person. I I was thinking about I should have done this show yesterday because I was so mad like everybody else. And I have calmed down a little bit, but I'm sure I'm going to get myself riled up. So, let's get into it. First, before we get into the bad, I want to do a little couple shout outs. First of all, thank you everyone for watching. It's always it's always a pleasure that you turn me on. Boom, boom, and listen to me. Listen to this old lady. Talk about the Bears, who I do love. I don't really like them today, but I do appreciate you guys subscribing and watching me, and it does mean a lot. Thank you. And a very special shout out to my nephew Noah. He's not really my nephew; he's my second cousin, but they call me Aunt Lynn, and they're like my nephews. There's four of them, and Noah, I'm so proud of you. He passed his bar exam on the first try, and he is now officially a lawyer. That is just so freaking awesome. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And Don and Lisa, wonderful job raising four awesome boys. And you should be proud. Love you guys. Okay. You know what? Let's get into this shit, okay? Let's talk about this god awful game. Okay, I mean, we all know they lost 31-28, and I got to tell you, through this game, when we were scoring points and we were looking like a real football team to the fourth quarter, and I was just like, oh man, it was great. I was having a great time, but I just had it in my gut that something, it's just not gonna go right. Something's gonna happen, and I was right, wasn't I? Um, you know what? There is just it's just so fucking frustrating. I mean, the Bears, and I've said this season, they don't know how to win. They just don't know how to win. They don't know how to finish a fucking game. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to swear a lot today. I am really much more calm. Yesterday, I was just like everybody else, so mad and then sad. And it was just like, and some people in my family were texting me trying to cheer me up and stuff because I live in Vegas and my rest of my family's all over the country. But you know what? It really didn't work. I just, I, I, I was beside myself yesterday. I really was. And I'm just so freaking fed up with this team and management and ownership and everything. I've never been one, oh, the Bears got to sell the team. But you know what? Maybe they do because they don't know what they're fucking doing. And how long have they been doing it? Like a million years? You think by now they might catch on to, and I just, oh. So let's get into a few things. I am not going to do today, like I always do on Monday's show, good or bad. I'm not doing the stats, individual stats for players, because you know what? I'm tired of seeing, oh, Fields threw for over 300 yards and has how many touchdowns. Who gives a damn? The Bears lost the game. Individual stats mean zero if you don't get a W. And I'm sick of that. Okay, sure, he threw for 300 yards, but he also fumbled the ball again and allowed another touchdown again. And then when they had a chance, small as it was, they get the ball back to maybe tie it up. He throws an interception. I mean, so, the 300 yards passing means shit to me. And it should mean shit to all you people. And who cares if you don't win the game? If you don't come down to when it counts. And they cannot finish. They won that game in 3 quarters. They lost it in the 4th quarter, and we all know it. Okay, I'm going to do a few interesting things. I'm going to do my threes. I always do that before the games. And after the games, the Bears won one thing out of the threes. My threes are time of possession, penalties, and turnovers. They won the time of possession, duh. They won it 33 minutes to 26 minutes. They handily lost the penalties. Now, you might rule 5 or less. They had 10 penalties for 91 yards. Denver had 7 penalties. We got no turnovers again. None. Bears defense, terrible getting turnovers. Denver, 2 turnovers. That's why Denver won the game, okay? Well, not the only reason, but okay. So, and this is really, when I read this, I think my head was exploding yesterday. After that game, I had to light a bowl and open a beer, for Christ's sake. I mean, come on, man. All right. So the Bears, get this. The Bears beat Denver in all these categories. They had more total plays. They won them in passing. They beat him in rushing. They beat him in the time possession. And they beat him with more first downs. And still can't win the game? Are you kidding me? Flus, you are an idiot. I will say, this will show you how bad penalties are. So, after Fields throws fumbles the ball again, and I'm going to point out that Fields has given up 28 points in the last 4 games in scores for the other team. 28. Between he had 2 interceptions for returns for touchdown, and 2 fumbles returned for touchdowns. You can't do that. You cannot be an NFL quarterback and do that week in and week out. He's not the answer. He is not the answer. Okay, but let's get going here, Lynn. So I'm going to tell this part. So after Fields in the fourth quarter fumbles the ball, they run it back for a touchdown. Game's 28-28, which I knew then we were in trouble. And so we get the ball back, obviously, and we start driving the ball again. Do you know they had 3 penalties during that drive that kept pushing them back, going forward, pushing them back? 3 penalties. And then we get down to, so we get down and we know what happens after that. So, those penalties, we get down there, and of course nothing happened. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but penalties. Oh my God. Every time the Bears made a good play, I was looking for the yellow. And it seemed like it was out a lot if they had 10 of them, doesn't it? And there was only a few on defense. It was all offense. Man, oh God in heaven. I mean, really? Penalties, I hate them. And look what they did to the Bears yesterday. They are not a productive thing. It's lack of discipline. It's lack of smart football, and that, of course, it's on the players, but it's really on the coaches. So here are the 4 reasons the Bears did not win that game yesterday. And everybody knows what it is. Number 1, Fields. Well, number 1, penalties. I'm going to say penalties, number 1. 10 penalties. Can't happen. Then Fields fumbles the ball for a touchdown, which tied up the game. And then the last drive, fleeting little hope, he throws an interception. Then, number 3, number 1 penalty, Fields number 2. Number 3, Flus. What a stupid ass call. It's the end of the game. We're running out of time. The Bears are on the 4-yard line. It's 4th and 1. And what does he do? He goes for it, and he gives it to the most obvious player on God's earth. Everybody in that stadium and everybody watching knew they were going to give it to 24. You don't think Denver knew that? Come on. If you're going to do that, which was a stupid-ass call, you should have made it a little bit more of a, intrigue. Don't give it away, Flus, like you always do. He should have gone for the field goal to go ahead by 3 points. Then it would have been 31-28. Now, yes. Okay, and so, let Let me finish my fourth. So it's penalties, Fields, head coach, stupid ass call, and of course the fourth reason the defense sucks. They can't stop the run, and actually they can't stop anything for that matter. They're terrible, terrible, terrible. This is one of the worst defense we've had. There was some stat out there that I don't know if it was true or not, but it says this is the most defense the Bears have given up points wise in their history in the last 4 games. Well, I think it was even dating back to last season, which isn't surprising because and that's what really pisses me off. I mean, the Bears are known for defense. Just think if we had like the Jets defense. I know they lost, but because they don't have a quarterback. They have a good defense. They intercepted Mahomes twice last night. If we had that defense, we could be 4-0, right? But we don't. We don't even have a defensive coordinator because, of course, we don't know really what happened there either because it's a big fucking secret. Because we all know out there something's more to Alan Williams resigning than his health and his family. There is something behind there, and I think we as Bears fans have a right to know, damn it. So now we don't have a defensive coordinator. We can't fire Flus, and everybody wants him to go. We can't fire him. We can't because we don't have a defensive coordinator. Who's going to run that team? Getsy? Don't get it? No, because he's an idiot too. I mean, therefore, the first 3 quarters, he was actually calling plays that made him look like a real offensive coordinator. I was like, whoa, who is this guy? And then, of course, it changes when they should have been running the ball in that fourth quarter. They were getting chunks of yards. They were getting 4, 5 chunks of yards. Don't need to throw it. Well, of course, at that point we had to because it was tied 28-28. But still, before Fields fumbled that ball, we were winning 28-21. Run the ball. You're chewing up the time, idiot. Getsy, don't get it. And you're getting yards, you're tiring out their defense, and you're still winning the damn game. It was 4 minutes into the game when he threw or fumbled that fucking ball again. I mean, this kid cannot hang on to the ball. And then when he's under pressure, look what happens. He throws an interception. I'm telling you. And then he was sacked 3 times. I mean, everybody, let's talk about his 300 yards. F his 300 yards. Again, we did not win. He was sacked 3 times, fumbled the ball for a touchdown, threw an interception. And you know what? I'm sorry. And remember, people, we played Denver. They gave up 70 points a week ago. So you know what? We didn't play Kansas City. We didn't play the 49ers. We didn't play Miami. We played Denver. Woo-hoo! Shit. I think I got to throw him for 300 yards against Denver. Fuck. God, and the thing is, this coaching staff is horrendous. Why can't the Bears hire the right kind of coach? Again, I've been preaching most of the season. We need a coach that's going to get in their face, the player's face, make them accountable, pound on them, call them out. Like the Ditkas did, the Lovie Smiths. That's what the Bears organization needs to get. Nobody wants to play for the Chicago Bears. And do you blame them? Did you see how shitty that? I mean, Flus. Oh, my God. Let me remind you of that Green Bay game when it was 3 minutes into the game. It's at the 50-yard line, and he goes for it on 4th and 1, and we didn't get it. And I think that changed the whole momentum. He should have punted that ball and had Green Bay back at worst, the 10-yard line. It could have been the 2-yard line, but no. And that's the other thing about this call yesterday, that 4th and 1. First, he tries to trick them. And then they call a timeout, right? Because they didn't jump off sides. And then he actually does the play. Are you fucking kidding me? We are a laughing stock in this country. They are laughing at us. We're not even the Detroits of the National Football League. We're worse. We are worse That and Detroit's good now, so I don't mean, but they were for many, 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 many years or not. We're worse than that. It's just so fucking embarrassing. At one after that with that 4th and 1 didn't happen. The camera went up and they showed the press box, the Bears press box, and you could see now Poles was standing up. I don't know who did this, but somebody, it must be high up in the Bears, just went like this. I mean, really. Do you blame them? I mean, we are just bad, 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 and the decision making. Oh my God! I mean, I gotta say, you did see some good play out there yesterday, but again, it don't fucking matter if you don't get the W. They cannot finish a goddamn game. They don't know how. The fourth quarter, and their coaches don't help them because they're awful. Yes, we would love to fire them all, but we cannot because again, we don't even have a defensive coordinator. So we're stuck with Coach Flus the rest of the year. I'm sure he's going to be putting his house up for sale because he knows he's going to get fired. If he doesn't, he's an idiot. I mean, and you know what? I for a long time I've been against this idea, but now this is how desperate I am. I would love for the Bears to offer Jim Harbaugh the job. Whether he would take it or not, I don't know. He's still at Michigan. He's doing wonderful things there. He turned the team around. There's people are saying the reason that the Bears did not hire him last year is because he wants total control of the team. He wants what he wants is pretty much the general manager's hat too. Well, you know what? And the Bears are like, no. Well, you know what? It hasn't worked your way with the GMs you've been hiring. You could keep the GM, but let the Harbaugh manage the players, pick the players, that kind of stuff. That's what he wants. He wants to do that. And at this point, it's not working with what you're doing. So why not try? And then people say, oh, but he's got a big head and this and that. He kind of does. But if he won us a Super Bowl, who cares, right? So I'm on board to have Harbaugh as our coach next year. I really, really am. I really can't believe I'm saying it, but it's true because I'm just so defeated. I'm old. I'm not going to be on this earth a lot long. I want to see this organization turn around because they have been headed in the wrong direction for a very, 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 very long time. And this is really a disgusting stat. So Flus has coached 21 games, and he's only won 3 of them. Really? 3? Howie still has his job, but you know what? They weren't going to fire him after last year because we knew it was a work in progress. And they're still saying, it's a process. Fuck your process, Flus. You're awful. I mean, that 4th and 1... What the hell? Are you kidding me? I mean, I am just so mad, sick to my stomach. Yesterday, I was just, I couldn't believe it. I was just sitting there so defeated. And I have Walter's jersey on today because I did wear that yesterday. I thought, well, maybe Walter would bring us some luck. You know what I did after the game? I can't believe I did this. I took this jersey off, I crumbled it up in a ball, and I threw it on the floor. And then 2 minutes later, I felt bad, and I picked it up and apologized to Walter. But that's beside the point. That just shows you how mad I am. And I was like, I have so many jerseys. I got like 8 or 9 of them. I don't know. So we're going to talk about that in a couple of shows on a Friday show about how many jerseys people have, but not yet. This is not a fun day. We're not doing anything fun today. So, I just couldn't figure out which jersey to wear. I'm going through them all. And I'm like, well, Walter will help. Well, Walter was probably out golfing or something. You know what I mean? But I am so mad that I can't even express how mad I am. That's how mad I am. And I thought I was going to be flipping out today on this show. I really did. But now that it's sunk in, it's just like, you know what? You don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, their Bears should have won that game. I mean, my God. Of course, they were going to score some more points. I wouldn't care about that, but when he fumbled that ball, I was like, oh my God, it's over. You give all the momentum to Denver, and they did. Well, and then, the coach is going to call some stupid ass play that's going to, I mean, oh my God. My niece has a 1-year-old who was 1 month yesterday, or actually, yeah, I think it was yesterday. He was 1 month old. Doesn't matter. He knew that was a stupid call, for cripe's sake, and he's 1 month old. You know what? I'm sorry. I don't care that Fields threw for 300 fucking yards. I don't think he's the answer. I'm sorry. I don't. Under pressure, he has been always. He's done it in many games this year. He throws interceptions or he fumbles the ball. He should. Well, that was a stupid ass play call anyways. I'm sorry. He's back there by himself, no protection, but you got to hang on to the ball, okay? It was a stupid ass play call, and he's got to hang on to the ball. It's not like he just did this for the first time. We know he's a big fumbler, and these interceptions and fumbles come at the very worst time. There's never a good time for him, but he always waits and picks the right worst time. He's got to go. I'm saying he is not the future of the Chicago Bears. And you know what? I don't want to talk about the draft picks that we have. It's only going in week 5. I don't even want to think about that because I have to do a show on Wednesday in 2 days. Oh, God, I just realized that because the Bears are playing Thursday. Yeah, great. This ought to be a good one. Another one. They're playing a shitty team, but that don't matter because we're shittier. Yeah, we're fucking shittier. Can you believe it? I mean, Denver gave up 70 damn points a week ago, and we couldn't beat them. To all the Chicago Bears, top to bottom. And I've been a fan, and people are like, we know 48 years, Lynn, and I've seen a lot of bad. And I've been down before. But I was really thinking about this yesterday, and there's been some dark times in those years. And maybe it's my age, but I think this is the worst I felt. I mean, the worst I felt as being a Bears fan yesterday and today. I just got that gut feeling, it just hits your gut, and it's just, they're just, I am so, I'm speechless. And and I know you only know me by this show, but if people are watching me, they know me. That just does not happen. I'm not a speechless person. And I wish I could put it into words how badly I am feeling about this. I mean, I love my Bears, but you know what? It's ruining Sundays for me. Because, I love football. So I watch football all day. Saturday college, Sunday NFL, Monday night, Thursday night. But yesterday it was ruining it for me. It really was. I was just so defeated. As I'm drinking a beer and I was just, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's like beating a dead horse. I know it, but the team is just bad. The coaches are bad. I don't see any bright spots right now to shine on. Again, fuck his 300 yards passing. Fuck it. We had 100, and I don't know, it was like 140. It's just off the top of my head because I didn't write it down or anything. Rushing yards. Fourth quarter, they should have only been rushing. They didn't even need to throw the ball. They didn't need to. Getsy, don't get it. I'm sure anybody watching the show today is feeling the way I am, was feeling that way yesterday. It's defeating. I know you guys are probably going to stop watching me eventually because you don't even want to hear about the Bears anymore, but I will tell you this. If you keep watching me, even though they keep losing, I promise to make you laugh at least once or twice during the show. And there's a given. This face is always going to make you laugh. I mean, it's just not fair. I look just like my dad, and it's on a woman's body. So not fair. I can't believe I'm actually laughing today because there was no smiles on this face yesterday at all. You know what? I was sick to my stomach. You know what I mean? And I know there's a lot of people out there said, okay, I'm done with the Bears. I'm sure people have said that. And you know what? I just can't bring myself to do it. It's been a long time. I've gone through the highs, not many of them, and a lot of lows, and great stories and a lot of great games. But right now, it's really tough to get excited for a Chicago Bears game. It really is. And it's breaking my freaking heart. And the Bears are breaking all of our hearts. That organization is a bloody mess. From top, I feel sorry for Virginia. The woman's like, I don't know, 1,000 years old. I think she's like 101 or 100, something like that. She's not going to see a winning team. I mean, she's not going to live forever. God bless her, because she's an amazing woman, but she is not. And you know what? They got a clean house. We know they can't do it at the end of the year, so this is going to be one long-ass season. Yeah, because we're playing on Thursday night. Oh, God, in Washington. This should be really interesting. Whoo, can't wait for that game. Oh, God. You know what? There's really no more to say. The Bears cannot finish a game. They don't know how to win. Fields, the summary here is Fields, in my opinion, is not the answer. I don't care that he threw 300 yards. You know what I think of those 300 yards? That's what I think of those 300 yards. Because we didn't get a W. And at the end of the day, individual stats mean shit if you don't get a W. So if I hear 300 yards one more time, I swear to God. Thank God I can't get to the roof of the house I'm renting. I probably would have jumped off yesterday. Man, I'm telling you. All right, you know what? There's really no point in keep going on because I am just beating that dead horse. You know how I feel. We all feel the same way. It's disgusting. It's just heartbreaking, maddening, and unfortunately, it's not going to really change. I don't see a lot changing. Now, if all of a sudden something turned around and they started winning, I'll be the first to be like, hey, man, I was wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen, people. Because Flus and Getsy don't get it are still head coach, D coach, and offensive coordinator. Yeah, those are our three head coaches. Flus has got the two, team, which I think he's lost the team in my opinion, and then head coaching or D coordinator, and then Getsy don't get it as the offensive. Oh, and last little bit, I'm glad that they deactivated Claypool because he was mouthing off last week too. I think he's gone. If he doesn't get traded, I think the Bears are going to cut him. He wasn't even in the building yesterday, and he hasn't been around. They say he won't be around this week either, so he's gone. He didn't do anything for us anyway, so. And you know what? I've heard him say they're not using me or us as properly. He's got a point. There's no doubt about it. Claypool's right. They're not. This offensive team doesn't know what they're doing, okay, with these talented players that we do have. But you can't go and say it out loud to the press, you idiot, unless you want to be off the team. So maybe he does, and he's probably going to get his wish, okay? So good riddance to you because you've done shit for us, Claypool. To you, too. Okay. I will do a show Wednesday before Thursday's game, so I'm going to have to take the next couple days to clear this head to try to move on. And if I'm having that problem, I can't imagine being a Chicago Bear trying to clear your head after that loss yesterday. You know some of those players have got to be pissed at Justin Fields. You know, I know that it was 21-28, but still we were winning and we were driving. Even at worst case scenario, the Bears on that drive went down and scored a field goal. Then it's 2 point. Then it's a 2 point or two possession game, and that forces. And it was going to be less than four. Well, if the Bears, because it was a 4 minutes and change. When he fumbled that ball for the touchdown, say he doesn't fumble the ball. The idiot doesn't fumble the ball. The Bears go down. They're going to chew up and take us probably down to the 2 minute warning at least, if they were running the ball. And you kick a field goal at best, at worst. And again, it's 10-point lead. It's 31-21. Bears probably win that game. And I'm sick of saying probably, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Okay, I'm done. I hope I made you guys feel better. Maybe all the venting helped you guys feel better. I thought it was going to be madder, but that's okay. You know what? You don't want to see this woman really mad. I may be 5'1", but I'm freaking mighty and scary. And when I really get mad, the face gets red, and then the blood pressure goes up, and then my head spins around like The Exorcist, and oh yeah. All right. Cough's getting a little better. I've only coughed twice during the show today. Thank you guys for watching, though. I do appreciate it. I know no one's really loving on the Bears right now. So, the fact that you guys actually turned my show on, and me, boom, boom, I appreciate it. And I say it every show because I really, really mean it. And I also have a show that I do with my great buddy Dan. He has several podcasts, and they're called Bears Country Podcast. And on Wednesday nights, Dan and I do a live Bears Country Podcast, The Down Low with Dan and Lynn. Yep, we do that live, and it goes on 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock West. That's me, Vegas, baby. So I do that show too. Watch it, you want, you don't. You can always catch it, record it, but it is live on Wednesday nights. And I'll be back Wednesday to do the pre-show for the Thursday game, which I'm really not looking forward to at all, zero. And I don't even care. I'm not going to feel sorry for the Bears players today. F them. Again, thank you. And as always, I always like to end the show with love one another. Try to rally around. Tough. Times are tough in this country right now and all over, and we need one another. That's what we need. We have to rely on one another. People are really good. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of assholes, but there's a lot of good people. And smile. It's so much easier, and it makes people happy. And help one another out. Let's just love one another. And Bears fans, I love you guys. Try to hold your head up high, and just don't tell people who your favorite football team is. Probably better not to do that, or you could lie. I don't know who I could pick. I wear so much Bears stuff, I can't even get away with lying because I have so many Bears t-shirts and this and that I wear, and I just, I don't know. I gotta stop because there's really nothing else to say. There's a lot going on in this head about it, but that it is what it is. So thank you again. I said my message. Go Bears. Go Bears. And as always, keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. See, I can't even talk. I'm so full clamped. Rock and roll from Vegas, baby. See you Wednesday.